in cuts, as he put them, that are necessary, and for now, education will be spared the chopping block in more cuts. But there is a very big if attached to that.
It was a bumpy landing, and that may be emblematic of where we are today.
And then Governor Brown went on to outline what he calls drastic cuts that are necessary to keep California moving forward.
But even though that's a big problem, we've got a big answer. And the big answer are cuts, painful cuts, in tax revenues.
First, the cuts. $1.2 billion in Medi-Cal, $1.2 billion in welfare and children's services, $300 million in courts, and a 5% pay cut or a 4-day work week for all state workers.
Don't support that.
You don't like it at all?
I don't like it at all.
I've taken furloughs. I've seen people get laid off. I trust that he's doing everything that he can.
We're going to talk about pay cuts. You don't like the idea?
No, thank you.
The governor said he and his entire staff are included in those pay cuts. What was supposed to be a $9 billion deficit is now nearly $16 billion.
So look, I don't like to tax anybody, but you've got to go where the money is.
The governor's reference to his tax initiative that will be on the November ballot that would enact a temporary income tax increase on all high income level earners in the state. Regardless if it passes or fails, these massive cuts in welfare, Medi-Cal, and for state workers will happen. If the tax initiative does not pass, the schools will take a major hit.
I'll just tell you, the schools are the big winners in this budget. And of course, if the taxes go down, they're the opposite, because they're the biggest source of our spending, without question, is the schools. So when we have to have a massive cut, the schools take that massive cut, and that's what will happen if we don't get our tax revenues.
How massive a cut? They're estimating about $6 billion in the school year will have to be cut by some 3 weeks in order to make all of this fly. That's the big if. Now that comes in November. At 5 o'clock on our sister station on Channel 2, we asked the governor if he were a betting man, would he think that, does that initiative have a chance at passing? His answer on Channel 2 at 5. Reporting live from downtown Los Angeles, Dave Lopez, KCAL 9 News.